Welcome to the Filipino American Women Project, also known as TFAW Project for short, a podcast show that features stories and life lessons told by American women of Filipino descent. We're your co-hosts, Jen Amos.
And I'm Nani Dominguez.
And thank you for joining us.
If today's conversation resonates with you, text us and let us know at 415-484-8329.
And if you want to show us some love, buy us boba at buymeacoffee.com/Jen and Nani.
It says coffee, but we love boba. Again, that's www.buymeacoffee.com/Jen and Nani.
Awesome. With that said, thank you all for your love and support.
Now let's get into the show.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to a bonus episode here at the TFAW Project. I am your creator and co-host, Jen Amos. And as always, I have my amazing co-host with me, Nani Dominguez. Nani, it's so great that we bantered for like 2 hours before we started recording, by the way. So let's just start with that.
Yeah. It's always my favorite way to spend the Friday is to just check in with Jen and do some casual, non-productive time, just hanging out and, actually we had very productive time today, not non-productive time. We got a lot done, and that's actually what we are here to share with you all today. But yeah, it's been off to a great start so far, and we just wanted to hit that record button really quick so that we can drop our second promised bonus episode for you guys, and also just give you a little bit of a sneak peek into what we've been working on and what is coming around the corner, essentially. So Get ready for that.
Yes. Thanks to all the chismes we've been having offline and with our buyusboba.com members. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know. And I bet you're laughing hearing this because you know who I'm talking to. You know especially who I'm talking about. And so someone's going to text us later, Nani, and they're like, were you talking about me? Yep. Yes, we probably were talking about you.
Yes. If you think we're talking about you, we probably are.
Oh man. Yeah, we're just really excited to of course I'm checking my audio levels here, which is a whole conversation on Chismes with Jen and Nani as well. Who's John? Oh man, y'all, we are sober today, BT dubs. So
I know, surprise.
You must be surprised. Like, what is going on with Jen and Nani today? Well, honestly,
we're just high off of life.
Yeah, we're having a good Friday, just like reconnecting with each other. And, just like what Nani said, we have been really productive today. And part of that is because Nani and I are getting more organized in how we approach the show. We have a Trello board now. Like, we have a to-do list of things, and we have our one-time task, our daily task, our weekly task, monthly task. And we also have a Trello board for our virtual assistant, Patricia. So shout out to Patricia. She is possible because of our buyusboba.com members. And so we are able to not just have the interns that we have at the Bulasan Center, but we also have a virtual assistant now working with us. So shout out to Patricia and shout out to all of our supporters on buyusboba.com for making this possible and allowing Nani and I to work smarter, not harder.
Yes, she has been a great help. And she's also in the Philippines. I don't know if we've ever shared with you guys that our editor, Dennis, who you probably hear us talk often to in our little bloopers in recordings, he is actually in the Philippines. And so Patricia, our new virtual assistant, is also located in the Philippines. So that is a little fun fact for you guys, if you didn't know. And she also, I'm not going to divulge in her personal business, but she has had a big year this year and she has a lot going on, and she still makes time to help us out and even, expand how she's been helping us out. We've been delegating more and more work to her. And again, that's all made possible by our members on buyusboba.com. So if you have bought us boba, or if you are a part of our membership over there, thank you.
Yes, we can't thank you all enough. And again, this year is the first year where Jen is not paying out of pocket to do the show.
And that's a huge feat. Yes,
it's a huge feat because actually one of our book club members, Nani, brought it to my attention in the group chat the other day that I had a feature years ago when the TFAW Project was still on Facebook Live, where it first started. And it's so crazy to think that that article came out in 2017, but the project started in December 2016. So it's just so crazy to think that it's been over 5 years since this project has started. And little had I expected it to be what it is today and what it continues to grow into. I just feel like there is so much potential and so much to look forward to with the show. And, I just can't thank our day ones enough. I can't thank you enough, Nani. And I can't thank our supporters now on biasboba.com. Like what Nani said, whether you just bought us a cup of boba or you became a member, I can't emphasize how validating it is, because when I think about my life, having been a self-employed person for 12 years now, the biggest thing I learned for myself is like how easy it is for me to self-sacrifice to help other people and even almost feel shameful to ask for money. So the fact that we are where we are today is just, I'm speechless. I know I've been talking a lot, but I'm speechless about it.
Yeah, no, it's a really significant point in our journey, I think, in the TFAW Project's journey. And it really just goes to show like who is really willing to, not just tap in and check in with us, but actually invest in us and be a part of this project. And, when I say invest in us, I don't only mean giving us your financial support, but being a part of that private community, reaching out to us, having these conversations, virtually hanging out with us. We've been virtually and actually in person hanging out with some of our members on biasboba.com and some guests that we've actually brought on the show. So again, it's not just, you paying for a membership every month to listen to a podcast. It's a community that you're getting access to being a part of, and kind of this unadulterated, I think is the word that we keep using, version of Jen and I, since people always seem to be so curious about, who we are outside of the TFAW Project and what our dynamic is like, behind the scenes. So you really get all of that and so much more with the Chismes with Jen and Nani membership.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you all, everyone who has supported us, like Nani said, not just financially, but actually engaging with us and talking to us as the human beings we are. I definitely feel like I think about, and I mentioned this offline with you, Nani, like I think about this lead singer at this church that I started going to, and I'm just like such a fangirl of her.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to be meeting her in person, like after service, to talk to her further about some things, which is a Chismes with Jen and Nani thing for later. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've totally put her on this pedestal, Nani. And
you're
so
like nervous to talk to her.
Yeah. And so I have to like learn, I have to make sure to dial it back and talk to her as a human being.
Yeah.
And I mention this because, for all of our listeners who have reached out to us, and who you are, like, especially the people who I've messaged this week alone, or even just today alone, you all treat us as human beings. And I'm so glad, because that's really what we are. We are human beings, and we're trying to show up consistently for you and for us to have this community. So just thank you for humanizing us and engaging with us and seeing us as part of your extended family.
Yeah. I don't think that there's any bigger reward than, being able to actually cultivate friendships with some of the people that reach out to us and, not only express how much they love the show and what they love about it and what kind of, impacts it's had on their life, but also, like you said, humanize us and cultivate these friendships to where, we talk every day almost, or we talk regularly enough to call each other friends and not just someone I know through the podcast,
Yes, for sure. So thank you all so much. You know who you are, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
All right. So for this bonus episode, we don't have a guest joining us today, but I think what we can do, Nani, is share a snippet of an exclusive podcast episode we had recently done. We haven't decided which one it's going to be yet. Maybe at the end of this conversation, I'll look through our episodes on Chismes with Jen and Nani and pick one. So we can decide as this conversation goes on.
Yeah.
But today, we really just wanted to talk to you directly, the listener, our extended family, to give you updates on what we have been up to here at the TFAW Project. So the first thing we want to talk about, I've already mentioned, thank you for supporting us on biasboba.com, is one of the big things that we have been talking extensively about for months now really, is changing the name of the TFAW Project. And I actually Nani and I have been collecting names and meanings behind those names, in which we will be revealing on biasboba.com. So if you aren't a member already and you want to have a say into what the new name of our show is going to be sure you support us on there. But also, I forgot to mention that, hey, if you like our name already, let us know too, because I want to make sure that this is a community decision. Just like when we came up with the new logo for episode 100 and thereon, that was a community decision.
Mm-hmm.
So Nani, what are your initial thoughts about that? I know that I keep talking about name changing, but I also have to acknowledge that, some people might actually like our name, the Filipino American Women Project.
Yeah, I think we've had some mixed feedback in just the people that we've talked to casually about it. And, as many people are excited about the idea of a name change and kind of a rebrand for the TFAW Project, I think just as many have said, oh, but I really like the name. I feel kind of attached to that name. Don't change it. So, we're also teetering on the fence ourselves. And like Jen said, it's not just up to us or what we think. We want to make sure that it's representative of you and, it feels tangible for you. So if that is your sentiment, please also let us know. We created a form for you to actually cast a vote, which you do have to be a member on biasboba.com to access. But just so you know, it is there, and that is the option if it's something that you feel compelled to participating in.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you just want to give us suggestions or share your thoughts, you could always text us at 415-484-8329. Again, that's 415-484-8329. And hey, we would just love to hear from you either way.
Yes. Hold on. There's an opportunity for a good transition there.
Yeah.
Which brings us
Make that
to our
transition,
second, which brings us to our second update for you guys on what we've been working on behind the scenes here in our sabbatical that we've been on.
Mm-hmm.
We have been promoting our text number or voice message number for a long time, for years now. And I think some people may or may not feel comfortable with that. It may be convenient for some people, and for others, it might seem a little invasive, if you will.
Yeah, especially because that's like their actual phone number that they're texting us with, unless they're smart enough to have a Google Voice number.
Exactly. But I don't think anyone's making a Google Voice number just to text our Google Voice number.
Yeah, that's true.
So more than likely, the people that have reached out to us on there, I'm assuming that they are on their phones. And, to a certain extent, again, people might find that convenient or really nice. Others, maybe in like a group text setting, might not find it as nice to be, getting those messages all the time. So we have decided to move our community on over to another app where you guys can join us. And yeah, we are proud to announce that we are finally on Discord.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yes.
Snaps for us.
Yes. Now he's doing the snaps for us because I can't. This is my capability of snaps. But we are super excited. And, this is really a shout out to you, our community, and, to our biasboba.com members who continue to give us advice, actually, and give us feedback on how we can continue to improve the show. I've only used Discord so much. I actually was part of Discord as a communication thing when I was part of the America's Next Top Podcaster competition. But other than that, I have never really used it. I am aware, though, that it's a great platform for the gamer community. So it's just so nice that we can take our podcasting community into this space. And I know that it's more than just a gamer community. I'm aware that there's other communities on there. And so it's just nice to now be a part of that. And so this is just a great opportunity if you not only want to be in communication with us, but you want to be in communication with other people in our community. It's all going to be there. I'll give you guys a couple of examples of the channels that we have already created in our Discord community. So a couple of things is when you first join us, which it's going to be available in the show notes right now. Just check this episode. You will get a direct link on how you can join us on Discord. The first channel that we have is the Mabuhay channel. That's essentially where you can join us if you are new on Discord or you're new to the community and you have some initial questions. We are happy to use that channel as a way to guide you and welcome you and, make you feel comfortable in engaging with us. And then the other general channel we have are the community resources.
Yeah. So anyone who has anything that they want to promote, sometimes our interns will put together, the Philippine presidential 2022 elections are coming up next month. And for example, our intern has put together a couple of resources that we've posted in as community resources for you guys on learning about the different candidates, like an overview of their family background and things like that, historical deep dives. If you have something you want to promote, like, a product or a recipe or an event, or we get hit up a lot of time for promoting things that people are doing in the community. So we just wanted to create a hub for you guys to drop all of those types of things in to let us know what you're working on or what you're attending or what you are doing.
Yeah. And so this is a great outlet for people, like Nani had said, if you do have something to promote. And, part of in the past, we did have a Facebook group. This was like forever ago. It was like 5 years ago, really. And unfortunately, what I have found in these general groups, and maybe it's because I didn't set the healthy boundaries early on, is that if people had something to promote, they would unapologetically promote it. And so fortunately now with our Discord channel, if you do have something to promote, you can use that particular channel. And if people don't want to be promoted to, they can just mute the channel. So This is really just an opportunity for all of us to continue practicing healthy boundaries and at the same time be aware of what each of us are doing in our community. So the other channel that I want to share that is public is called Get the Chismes. And this is where we're going to be teasing at our active users here on Discord what they can expect on Chismes with Jen and Nani, which is the private podcast you can get access to if you join us on biasboba.com.
We're going to be leaving some chismes in there for you guys, like we already hinted about the name change and who will have access to actually casting those votes. But you can find information like that, like we said, when we come back from our sabbatical. We have a lot of new initiatives that we've been working on, similar to creating this Discord channel that you guys will have to look forward to. So we will continue to post our updates in there.
Yes. And the last two channels I want to share, because this is dedicated to our biasboba.com members, is we do have a dedicated channel just for our paying members. And we have a channel for people who are part of our book club. And so as a reminder, we actually haven't started our next book club just yet. So if you are actually interested in joining us, remember, you don't have to read a book to be a part of it. But if you want to be a part of our group, remember, it's as simple as buying us 1 cup of boba on biasboba.com. And once you do, we will include you in that channel. And that'll be a great place for us to exchange ideas, share our thoughts on whatever book we're reading at the time. But that will also be available on Discord. Nani, I do want to acknowledge the fact that, in reality, we have a lot of mediums on how people can get a hold of us. But I hope that this conversation that we have with you all today gives you the latest updates on how you can find us and how you can actually get a hold of us. Now, we still will have the Google Voice number. That's never going to go away. It's more of like if you're looking for another way to communicate with us that doesn't require you sharing your phone number with us, like Nani said, that's what the Discord channel is for. Oh, and also, Nani, we have another new update to share. I know that we've been taking a break from social media for some time now, but we have decided that we are coming back via IG stories for Instagram. So any opening thoughts about being on IG stories?
Don't make me regret it, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like we're like so over social media.
We're so over, but we are going to give it a small attempt just for you. Just for you, whoever you are listening. It's for you that we're doing this. And otherwise, I hope that you have kind of gotten the message by now that we are still coming with that same energy, just not on Instagram. So if you want it, it's there. It's in our newsletter. It's on biasboba.com. It's on Chismes with Jen and Nani. It's now on Discord. So yes, if you want it, you know where to find it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Nani, in a way, I want to continue investing in our Instagram community because that's how we met.
Yeah.
Like that's how you found the TFAW Project and how we connected. And I just want to honor that and honor everyone, even all the past guests who found us through Instagram to be on our show. So this is really just paying homage to our friendship, our partnership as well. Are you okay over there, cutting?
Yeah.
I bet our listeners are like, what is Nani doing right now?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you, but maybe I will share on Chismes with Jen and Nani. So subscribe there.
Yeah. They're like, I can see Nani, but I don't know. I think I know what she's doing, but I guess I'll have to listen on biasboa.com to know for sure what she is doing right now. But yeah, so I think like right now, what we're going to be doing on Instagram is Nani and I are going to be on your Instagram stories. So if you aren't following us on Instagram already, feel free to follow us and be on the lookout for our stories, because Nani and I are going to have a fun time on there. We've already been talking about the kind of, sneak peek content that we're going to be putting out there. And we would love, like, this is just a way to stay connected with you on there. This is a lot for us to do because, again, like even myself, I was telling Nani just now, I'm like, I don't even have it in me to have the Instagram app on my phone anymore. So this is a lot for us, but we're doing it for you to stay connected and to let you know, at least with our Instagram community, that we didn't forget about you.
And we still love and appreciate you, more importantly.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's that update. And then what else do we have going on here? Oh, and in general, Nani, we have to give a shout out to our book club members because our chat has been popping.
Yes, our group chat has been popping. Another reason why we needed to move the party over to a Discord server. So yeah, if you have not joined us for any of those, do we have 2 or 3 book club sessions up right now on Chismes with Jen and Nani? I think 3. And
we have 3, but we only have 2 for like part 1 and part 2 of Little Manilas in the Heart by Don Mabalan. So we are still figuring out a date for part 3 of Little Manilas in the Heart by Don Mabalan. We would love to have you join us if you want to read the book, or even if you don't, but you want to join us. I'm telling you, that last book club we had with all the new people, Nani, was so fun.
It was so fun.
And it happened to take place on a Friday, and it happened to be during happy hour here at the office. So I went to get some cups of beer to bring down to my office to be able to just enjoy that time with all of you. And, let me take that back. Sorry.
That was a different time.
That was a different time. Oh my gosh. I'm like drinking a lot now. I'm like forgetting all the times I drink. This is great. That's how you know Jen has a social life, is like the fact that she can't keep track of how often she's drinking nowadays.
Love it.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, it was so, again, validating to finally see the faces of a lot of our listeners to just candidly show up and talk about the book and, talk about our experiences in reading the book, or even just sharing our reactions to other people who read the book. Because, of course, we had a mix of people who were caught up and a mix of people who, read the night before.
Or didn't finish.
But honestly, a lot of part of the reason why we want to do a name change, at least for me, is there are parts in that book that really inspired me to be like, oh my gosh, I think I found the new name for our show. But again, it's all dependent on how the community feels. And if you want to get a sneak peek into the names that we may be considering, remember to join us as a member on biasboba.com. Other than that, Nani, I think that is all the updates we have for today. It was just really fun to spend time with you for these last 2.5 hours and catch up and get some work done. I felt very productive today.
Same.
Any closing thoughts from you?
We were very productive, and I'm just glad that we got a little recording time in as well, because I know we haven't, been checking in with you guys as regularly or as often as we might like to. So it was nice to catch up with you as well. And yeah, we're on our way back. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah. And I just want to let you all know that even if we are not active, I am paying attention to the downloads. We have had hundreds of downloads in the off season. And also we have had new people find our show and reach out to us and share already how quickly the show has impacted them and how it's inspiring them and making a difference in their lives and helping them feel seen and loved and everything. So just shout out to you, the listener. Like, I know you're listening because I see the downloads and you reach out. Like, now I don't know exactly who's listening. Obviously, you guys have to make yourselves visible to us. But I don't know. I just can't stress that enough, Nani. Like these numbers don't mean anything until we hear from you, really. But even if we don't hear from you, the downloads tell us that you're there and that Nani and I, continue to be motivated to do our show.
Yes. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for, again, participating as you feel comfortable, whatever that means for you. And just know that there are always more opportunities to do that and to engage with us and for you to contribute to this project and not just listen to it.
Yes. All right. I think that's it, Nani. I think we shared enough updates for the day. Sorry, we're gonna cut it here at 30 minutes. Hope you guys don't miss us too much.
Yeah, but again, we'll be back soon.
Yeah, and just so you know, like even though we aren't, we're not posting actively on TFAW Project itself, we are very active in our book club and we are very active on biasboba.com in our private podcast show, Chismis with Jen and Nani. In fact, I want to go ahead and close out by sharing a snippet of one of our past episodes. So Nani, I'm going to give you like 2 or 3 of our past episodes and I'm going to let you choose which one we should share a snippet of in the end.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is episode 24. Yes, that's right, y'all. We have more than 24 episodes on Chismis with Jen and Nani now. Episode 24 is titled, It's Time to Finish Writing Our Stories, discussing part 2 of Don Mabalan's book, Little Manila is in the Heart. Okay. So that's the first one.
Yes,
episode
I remember that.
Yeah, episode 25 is I Don't Need Awards to Make Me Feel Like the Show is Successful, Podcast Award Ceremonies and Redefining Professionalism with Jen and Nani. So there's that one. And then the third one is episode 26. I have a roadmap of how to restore community, have everyone tell their stories, and make money doing it. The arts, innovation, and places we hold dear with Jeremy Monton. So, Nani, what do you think? Which one should we tease at the end of this episode?
Wow, I'm trying to remember like some highlighted moments from each of those episodes. Episode 24, I think, was our book club discussion, our last book club discussion where we were, well, I'll speak for myself. I was pretty tipsy, which I think is quite obvious in that episode. So I don't know if we want to, me and Fufi, that's correct. Not just me. Yeah. I wasn't doing it by myself, you guys.
And I drank I joined you guys too, by the way. I was drinking also. Yeah.
You just, you needed a minute to catch up to us. And yeah, we offered to everyone else. I'm not sure if anyone else joined us. Probably not. So I'm going to say let's keep that for our
we'll keep that for
our members.
Yeah,
for our paying members.
Yeah.
Let's see. Episode 25 was our chismis. I remember that, our chismis about those people.
we're not saying who. It's a Chismis Jen and Nani exclusive.
Yeah, let's go. Let's give a snippet of Jeremy's episode.
Okay, so Jeremy,
I think that was also a pretty wild conversation, but I think this would be a good one to snippet to showcase because you guys here at the TFAW Project, if you're not a member on Chismis with Jen and Nani, have never heard us interview a non-Filipino American woman. Mm-hmm. Or more specifically, you have never heard us interview a Filipino American male. So yeah, we do that over there on Chismis with Jen and Nani.
Yeah, so like we're not just Filipino American women here. We interact with other people in our lives, like Filipino men.
Yeah, so I think it would be good to do a little teaser of that for you guys, so you can see what the vibes are with men on the show. Ugh.
Yes. And actually, Nani, we have featured a number of Filipino men voices on Chismis with Jen and Nani, your dad being one of them.
Yeah.
And I had recently shared this on the show as well. In the past, I had a Filipino male from the UK interview me like almost 2-3 years ago, talking about the importance of mental health for our Filipino community.
Yeah.
And so that's also been on there. And so now you get a chance to hear from Jeremy Monton. Let me go ahead and read the short summary we have for this conversation because I don't want to give too much away. So TFAW Project and TFAW Project avid listener and engaged biasboba.com member Jeremy Monton takes a step outside of our book club to excuse our language here, shoot the shit. If you remember that.
Yeah, shoot the shitter.
That was me. I said that, y'all. And if you listen to the show, you hear exactly why.
Yeah, we didn't cut it out.
We did not cut that out. He shares a hint of his background in the tech industry, his dedication to now pursue the arts, his perspective as a millennial, his critique on a recent Podcast Awards ceremony as well, and much, much more. So, Jeremy, shout out to you and thank you for your involvement with us. And more importantly, thank you for taking some time to share your story and your perspective on Chismis with Jen and Nani. So let's go ahead and play that clip now. Here's a snippet with Jeremy.
The systemic racism that we know exists and is very against a lot of people in the working class. It's definitely colorful, right? But it is definitely working class. Like the working class people suffer. If you don't have money, it's really hard to get money in this damn country.
Yeah, real talk.
And I understand technology and I understand the hustle. So it's like I'm able to help this small community right here. And it's like, I know that if I do that, it's going to be paid forward to 100 people right now. That's good enough, right? And they're going to learn how to make money and everyone is going to be making money. And guess what? Like, it doesn't have to be nasty. It could be done like in a way where whatever quality is the best quality, and that's going to be judged by the viewers. That's going to make money. So we'll see what award you get at the end, because the awards that this podcast will be getting is a lot of fucking money. And what award
I would rather make money than get awards.
Yeah. You know what award we'll have, and they don't even need to acknowledge that, is a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Dig it. Well, I think on that note,
I just think that he hit the nail on the head when he said that you won't find innovation that way if you're always going to be so hung up on, the podcasting space is open to anyone and everyone, like we've repeated over and over. So it's not like people who start podcasts should be expected to be also AV sound techs. You know what I mean? Just regular people trying to figure out the easiest way to make our content accessible to you. And so forgive us if we are learning along the way, and so to seek recognition from an organization like that, or from, a panel of judges like that, is kind of just, a wash, because that's not aligned with kind of what our reason and purpose is for being here, and what this space was created for to begin with. Otherwise it wouldn't be so accessible to people like us who don't know, how to set up professional audio sound quality. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And I think that is an important part of what you said. Like, the podcasting space is a space for innovation and unconventional learning, like we like to say here. And that's what we like to focus on. So that's what we will, if people want to award us for that, we will participate.
No, but like Nani said, unconventional learning, that's a good way to put it. But the way I think about it is like figuring out what learning actually works for what people, right? Because
yes,
for me, and again, I do think both of y'all are very, very smart and like very smart people, right? And the high school I came from, less than 10% go to college, right? Like the cards were stacked against me to be where I'm at right now. So it's like, that's where I come from. And I'm only one of many, many people in this small town that have been killing it, and our time will come. Like, for me, this is the important work and highlighting Chicago and Oakland. But yeah, unconventional learning, no, it's figuring out what works for every single person.
Nani, that was great.
That was great. That was such a fun time. And we can't wait to have Jeremy back on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, in wrapping up, Nani, I just want to express how full my heart is feeling today, just with all the quality time we've had together.
Yes.
And as much as I love seeing Hero, it's so great to just spend time with you. So
I was
thank you.
thinking the same.
Yeah, so thank you. I'm surprised we didn't drink at all during this time.
I know.
But maybe next time.
Yeah, no, definitely next time. We have to plan it.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, thank you, Nani. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our supporters. And, we are just so excited to continue to reveal to you the evolution of the Filipino American Women Project, as well as our private podcast show, Chismes with Jen and Nani. Nani, any final thoughts?
No, just amen to that. And stay tuned. We're coming back soon, you guys.
Yes. Awesome. All right. We love you all. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll chat with you next time. Bye.
Bye.